going down to South Park, gonna have myself a time.
Friendly faces everywhere, humble folks without temptation.
Going down to South Park, gonna leave my woes behind.
Game on.
Hey there, game gurus, welcome back to the channel. Today I came home and I found a package on the doorstep from Super Impulse. I'm not sure what's in this package. Let's open it up and find out what's inside. This is pretty cool what they sent here. They sent a bunch of little action figures, it looks like, from some of my favorite TV shows. They're called 3.75. So these little figures here are called 3.75, and that's in reference to their size, 3.75 inches. And I got myself a Cartman.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
I got myself a Kyle.
Cause all the pretty girls walk like this, 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 this.
These two love each other, if you guys didn't know. And a Bevis.
I'm the great Cornholio.
And Butthead.
That was cool.
Figure. So we'll get these things out of the box, take a look at it, take a look at their size and their quality. But very, very cool. The South Park ones are a lot bigger, but they look like they're from the same 3.75 line. But let's get them out of the packages and see what they're like. Now, the people who know me fairly well know that I still go crazy even on the boxes themselves. I'm a collector, I collect these type of things, and I always want them still in the box. And usually when that comes in this type of packaging, you gotta destroy the box to get it out of here. Now, I'm noticing on the back, it looks like there are little perforated edges here where you can push and take out a back part of this to make it almost like a little a seam for them. So I'm kind of liking that as well. But just quick things on the box. So these are officially licensed. These are licensed through Comedy Central. At least the Cartman and the Kyle that we have over here. And these little dormer cards do come out of the back, which is kind of neat. You kind of press in here and you pull this thing out. And it looks like they have all four. They have Stan, Cartman, Kyle, and Kenny. So I still have to get a Stan and Kenny myself. But the packaging is really good. Now, Super Impulse has made a lot of things in the past. I've really enjoyed their mini arcade line, the little keychains with Pac-Man and Galaxian and games along those lines. Really enjoyed them. But they also make really small little things, little small Viewmasters and small Magic 8 balls. And they always include, which I have down in here, I can see it, their catalogs. A lot of really cool things. But let me get these little guys out of the packaging here, including the little Bevis over here. You all these little removable dormer cards on the back. So let's get them out of the package and kind of see what these are like. We'll get started here with Kyle here from Super Impulse, their 3.75 line. And again, the back is perforated right here, so you can pull this thing right out and get access to, it looks like a little stand. So you can put the stand down here, and you put the card in here, I guess. I should put it like this way so you guys can see that, right? I guess something like that, or maybe it should be this way. No, it should be this way, I think. Here we go. Put the card in back there, give it a little bit of a background, and as you get the other characters, you build more of the background. And then inside here we have our little Kyle. Oh no, it looks like I do have to take it out of the box. There's no way around it. I thought I can grab him out this way, but you can't. I guess it'd be too easy to steal him that way, so I guess you got to do it this way. So the box, unfortunately, is going to take a hit. Sorry there, Kyle. So unfortunately, you can't save the box. Oh well. But now we can get our little figurine out here. There we go. And here he is. He's kind of cool. He can move his hand up and down a little bit. Like so. I'm not sure if his head turns. His head does turn. So you got a point of articulation right here with his head and his hands. I guess it's your 3 right there. And there's a little hole back here to put him in your little spot right here. Press him down. And he stays in place. So that's kind of neat. Let's take a look. They always have some great stuff in their manuals too. So I'm not joking. They include this little pamphlet here. They make so many of these little items here from your childhood, like a small Connect 4 or a Boggle, Monopoly, Scrabble. And again, all this stuff is really quality stuff. That's the other thing too. Even though these things are very small and very inexpensive, everything here from Super Impulse is usually really, really good quality and fun to play with, or even just to display. Lincoln Logs, Remember some Lincoln Logs, a little Light Bright, small Hot Wheels, Slinkies, a Polaroid camera, Kerplunk. I remember playing Kerplunk. All these cool things, and that's not all. Then we flip this thing over. They have their tiny arcade line here, which I'm a huge fan of. I love these tiny arcades. I even modified one with a Raspberry Pi. And not only that, but I built this. Actually, I did 2 of them with Raspberry Pi, which is kind of cool. But they have all these other really cool things in here from this catalog. I mean, you go into the store, usually walk out with something. You'll see them, they're not expensive at all, and the quality is usually really good, including a small little Atari 2600 coming right over there. But enough of this. Let's take a look at all these figures. I can see right here I got them both out of the box. Unfortunately, the boxes will not survive taking these out. But you can see the back panel is perforated, so these come out really easy, and they kind of give a nice backdrop. And of course, if you have more, you would simply move these across and move them around. But you can see it does give at least a nice background. It looks like there's some plants behind them and stuff like that. And Cartman and Kyle are actually pretty good, and they stay in their spot on their mounts because they actually is a little spot in the bottom, and it's kind of cool. They do have some points of articulation. I mean, Cartman can move his head a little bit here, back and forth, to look at him, and his hands on him. Do they move? They do move. There's some movement on Cartman. Look at that. And they kind of feel that they're plastic, but they're pretty solid. And I'm going to give you an idea of their size. I'm going to put this thing back down here and clip them down on a spot there. I have a can of my favorite soft drink here, some Coca-Cola. Just to give you an idea of the size of these little guys right here next to a can of soda. So these guys are a pretty good size. They really are. The stand that they have on is a large piece of plastic. Let me take it a little closer here so you guys can kind of see it. There is a large piece of plastic. And Cartman has a spot that he sticks on and holds on pretty well. Look at that. I can turn it upside down and he stays. The card will stay too. I was holding it there, but look, it all stays. So they do a nice job with their items here at Super Impulse. But let's take a look also at Bevis and Butthead, and we'll bring these guys back out after the fact. But these guys themselves are pretty solid. I mean, they are not thin, cheap plastic. These guys have some feeling to the plastic, which is kind of good. And visually, they look really good. I mean, I love Cartman and Kyle. Both these guys, they did a really nice job with the look of them. And again, they just have some movement on them. They can look at each other and exchange some insults.
Respect my authority! Holy crap, dude!
Back and forth with each other, even though they're always smiling. But let me take a look at Bevis and Butthead as well and see how they stack up against their size and my Coca-Cola can. Okay, here is the Bevis and Butthead 3.75, which represents how big they are, 3.75 inches tall.
This is the coolest thing I have ever seen.
They have some articulation. But let's get these guys also out of the box. And again, unfortunately, we can't save the boxes. I would wish we could. But there is a little dorma that you can take out of the back here. So let's pop this thing open here. We'll start with Bevis. Oh my god, I'm sorry, Bevis. Shut a butthole. And we have our little stand right here. And we got to pop out our little back panel here. There we go. We got a little piece of the couch there. Make sure we get this in real good. We'll pull out our Bevis. Here's our old Bevis. And we have his hands that can move as he's rocking on. And his hand down here. And of course, we could probably turn his head. And we can. And they got a little spot in his foot here to put in this little guy right there to hold him up. And let's free Butthead. We have our little Butthead right here. That's right, I'm awesome. And same thing, we have our hand articulation on both. And to turn his head, we'll put him down here as well. Get him on a stand. And we also have the other part of the couch right here. And there we go. So these guys do stand 3.75 inches tall, which is why they're called 3.75. And these guys look pretty cool. Now, when we get my can of soda again. Where's my Coca-Cola? Give you guys an idea of their size and scale. So the detail is actually pretty good on these little guys. Let's get a little bit closer so you can see here. So you can see right here the detail on both Bevis and Butthead, and hold the stand out in one hand. And again, their hands do move. You can articulate them and they can talk a little bit to each other.
Get any better than this, dude? Damn, we're smooth.
Now, thing to remember, these are from Super Impulse, and they do a really nice job. The details on all of them are really, really good, which is a big thing for Super Impulse. They're usually pretty good with their details. They're not very expensive, and believe it or not, these are both in the same toy line, 3.75, 3.75 inches tall. Even though obviously the South Park characters are a lot larger as far as their width, they're still the same height, 3.75 inches tall. And again, just to give you some scale, how they are with a can of Coca-Cola, my favorite beverage, their size, but they're really detailed. So if you want to get these from Super Impulse, put a link down below to their website. We'd be able to purchase them. So I do want to give a big shout out to Super Impulse for sending these out for the points of review. These things are really, really cool. They look great on my shelf. I'm just weird. I like to keep the boxes too, but unfortunately you can't keep the boxes with these little guys. But the little back panels do make nice little dormers for them on the back here. And they're very detailed. That's the really cool thing about them. You can still move the arm, move the head around, and they articulate pretty well. So I'll put a link down below if you guys did want to see these little guys. And of course, who's not a fan of Beavis and Butthead and South Park? I mean, come on. If you're watching this channel, I can guarantee you are. But thanks once again for Super Impulse. I hope you did like the video. If you did like the video, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. I'll put a link down below to Super Impulse. You can go there and pick up some really cool things that they make. A lot of these things we picked up, like, you know, Cracker Barrel, Walmart, lots of stores like that carry these items. And they are pretty neat when you see them. But that's it for today's episode. So no matter what you do, or what show you watch, or how you play with your Beavis and Butthead, game on.
Hey, you guys. I'm going home.
Are you looking for that arcade experience at home? If you don't have the space for a full-size arcade in your house or endless funds, then you need the GRS Build-A-Cade. It's arcade quality without the arcade price, from someone you can trust. The GRS Build-A-Cade is a very simple, easy to assemble 1/6 scale arcade computer you can build yourself. You can buy interchangeable controllers for every gaming option you need to play the games the way they're meant to be played. You can also design your own artwork or purchase artwork separately to make your GRS Build-A-Cade look like the machine of your dreams. The GRS Build-A-Cade is also the only home system STEM certified. Come see what all the YouTube creators are raving about. GRS Build-A-Cade.
Game on.
Sit, Blue Blue, sit. Good dog.